without further ado, we'll start with some news. And probably the biggest one in the toy industry this past week was Mondo. And sticking with the theme here, what applied to me the most was their announcement of Ghostbusters figures. But to a lot of people, it was actually the announcement of Thundercat action figures. So I made the comment here that JB called me out months ago. We were talking about 1/6 scale action figures, which, if you don't know, those are like your 12-inch figures. And he said, you don't think you'd ever get into that line, into that scale? I said, I don't think so, man. I don't think so. They didn't get me on X-Men, and that's why I showed the picture here. X-Men's one of their hottest lines. Batman the Animated Series is another one. I was like, they didn't get me on X-Men. They might have me on the Cyclops figure whenever that comes out. I will say that. I'm a Cyclops freaking fanboy over here. They might have me on Cyclops. And they might have me on a couple Spider-Man Animated Series figures. They might have me on that. But I think for the most part, I'm good. I'm good staying away from Mondo. But he said it. He was like, man, if they do Ghostbusters, you're telling me you're not going to go in on that? Then they made the announcement. They teased it. And let me see if I could find it. Did I tag them? I did not tag them. It was first debuted on the YHS channel, because I guess they had feet on the ground over at C2E2. And then, yeah, once I saw those real Ghostbusters figures, I was like, damn, I might be in. I might actually be in. However, the game-changing moment here, these are 6-inch figures. They actually are not going to be 1/6 scale figures. They are going to be 1/12 scale figures. I'm hitting the button on a Monday. Insanity. So I wonder if the Thundercat figures are also going to be the 1/6 scale. I'm not sure. The other one that was talking about it was Mad Hatter. He went nuts over it. Over here you have Mega J Retro. I don't know who this guy is. But he went wild. I thought he would have made a post about it, but I guess it was just on his YouTube channel. Let me see here. Ah, that's me. Talk about that soon. Let's see. Mad Hatter. Oh. Is it with D's? What does it actually do to T's? It does a T's. Oh, okay. So that's the one about. Here we go. Probably got some commercials here. So the Thundercat line, I'm not sure if that's going to be 1/6 scale, 1/12 scale, but people are pumped for it.
Hello, welcome to another Mad Hatter review. So I'm in my car, obviously, as I tend to be. My car that I'll probably be selling soon because of my toy habit. There's a lot of these events out there, okay? SDCC, WonderCon, that's how it used to be. But now there's all these other events popped up, okay? Now there's this thing called C2E2. Maybe it's not a new thing, but I don't think I heard about it before, but I just can't keep up. I can't keep up with all the events, C2E2, R2D2, all that shit. But the point of this video is Mondo. I should call this, what should I call this video? I'm going to call this the takeover of Mondo, okay? And because when I say takeover, I mean that there'll still be other toys. But Mondo I think is hitting. First of all, I think Mondo for sure is going to get my like toy company of the year. That's for sure already. But they are hitting a stride that is. I think they're just. I think they're going to become like the next big fucking player. Now they're already big, okay, but I'm talking about like Hot Toys level, because they are scratching an itch that a lot of people could not scratch before. Now I know 1/6 scale, that's the scale, okay, but there's still a lot of market for 1/6 scale. There's also a lot of market for having the best representation of something out there. Now, they just made an announcement that I felt was coming for a while, but let's just talk about it. Thundercats, this Lion-O, and even though I don't have clear pictures, I know this is probably going to be the best Lion-O there is, okay? Super 7 has a Thundercats license, and, you know, by the... I guess by the word of the CEO or the guy that runs Super 7, his whole thing is like aesthetic. I don't really care about articulation. I just want aesthetic. Well, in terms of Thundercats, I don't think they hit the aesthetic stride. Okay, so now comes in Mondo, and because I know Mondo and I know like what they can do, they're gonna give you the true aesthetic Thundercats. I just know they will, that that you'll ever have. Okay, now obviously there's going to be some artistic changes, artistic flourishes, but these guys they have not let me down in terms of like the quality, sculpted quality of their figure. Now there has been some QC issues along the way, but they have since corrected that, and they have the best customer service, and now they're making Thundercats. And then I saw a thumbnail for Jay that I think they're making cartoon Ghostbusters. It's insane. They are giving people what they want, and they are filling a void in the market that existed, which is best like representations of certain characters. Okay, so,
and the reason I wanted to play that, and let's go to the Mondo website here. The reason I think it's even a bigger deal is, did I miss it? I feel like none of these. Oh yeah, Mondo Collectibles. Yeah, something we've talked about before was in collecting, right? We got a lot of options. We have a lot of options out there. And when it comes to spending our money, these days it's tighter than it's ever been. It's getting crazy. I went to the store the other day to just get some groceries, and eggs were back up to like $6 for a dozen. Not even the organic ones. And I was just like, what the fuck? Like, what is happening? What is happening? And when it comes to collecting, you know, you have to prioritize, especially if you have a family. You have to prioritize. You know, none of us are going to just stop collecting. Like, that's just not going to happen. But you can get to the point of buying your definitive version of said character, right? Now, with, I almost like jumped the gun on a certain talking point, but sorry, I didn't finish my coffee yet. Anyway, the other day, you know, we were talking about this. I think I was talking about it with EC at one point, and we were like, hey, if we can get this one version of this figure, kind of like the scale doesn't matter as much, but if we can get this one version of this figure, I don't have to buy this character anymore. Like, I'm kind of done, right? Now, even looking here, all these characters look on point that they make. But like Steve just got this, for example. Steve got this Mask of the Phantasm figure. A character I didn't even think we'd ever get a figure on, to be honest. Like, I know they came out with one when the movie came out back in the 90s, but that was it. I was like, all right, we're not going to get anything. McFarlane has a DC license now. Continues to not impress me. Cover your ears, man collects. Cover your ears. Continues to not impress me. So I'm like, yeah, if he came out with a Mask of the Phantasm, I'm good. But you come out with this figure, and I'm like, all right, if I'm to buy a Mask of the Phantasm, I'm buying this figure and that's it. I don't have to buy one ever again. I've got the definitive. When it came to Turtles, right? Turtles is the line that got me into collecting. NECA makes the best TMNT 1990 movies. That is my definitive 1990. That's my definitive Ninja Turtle aesthetic. That movie. That is it. Done deal. Finally got my hands on said Turtles. And have I bought other ones? Yeah, for the sake of just like, oh, like this is a dope release. I could display this at some point. Sure, but am I buying everything in the Turtle line at this moment? No, because I already have the best Turtles out there. Anything else I buy to LeBron's Fett here, anything else I buy, it's because it's a good price. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. Actually, I haven't even unboxed them yet, but to LeBron's point, the best action Turtles here, they were on Walmart clearance, $15 last week. So I got all 4 brothers. 4 Turtles, $60. That is the price of a 2-pack with NECA. So it gets to the point where it's like, all right, I'm just going to buy definitive versions of what I want and keep it moving because I don't have the money. Mondo getting into new franchises like X-Men, Spider-Man's coming soon. It's like, all right, I could probably hold off on buying more Marvel Legend Spider-Man figures because I'm going to wait until like the definitive Peter Parker comes out. The definitive Spider-Man comes out. With the announcement of real Ghostbusters, I can hold off now and save all my money to get this $200 version of this character that I'll never have to buy again. But the game gets changed when Mondo decides, and it seems like they're doing it, to leave 1/6 scale as its own thing and start doing 1/12 scale. If Mondo truly does start making this scale type of figure at this same aesthetic, to Mad Hatter's point, like look at Bane here. I mean, I was gonna look at Daria, but I mean, come on. This is Batman the Animated Series Bane. Straight off the book. I mean, straight off the TV show. That's him. That is him. $245. But now, if this gets cut in half, if I can get all of this for around $100, done deal. Done deal. I'm in. I'm all in because I know I can buy this Bane and I'm good. Nobody's going to beat this. Nobody's going to beat this. Even Daria. Look at here. What scale is this? Oh, here you go. 8-inch scale. $125. Do you ever need another Daria? Like you don't. You're good. This is the only Daria you need. Magneto. Oh, they even brought back the limited edition one. Look at this. I would totally buy this if I had the space. If I had the space, I would have this Magneto. But now, if they start going down that 1/12 scale route, if they can keep this whole look, all these accessories, what does that do to Marvel Legends? What does that do to Super 7? Because Super 7 to me was that company keeping the cartoon aesthetic for a long time. Price, $50. I was like, all right, I'm paying a little bit extra. I'm not buying as many, is what it is. But if Mondo does it, and Mondo's currently doing it better, fucks up the game. They fuck up the game. So I believe the story, there is more to the story than just the initial optic. Because the 1/6 scale thing is what it is. But if they go down that road of 1/12 scale, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. I would most likely just be doing Mondo and NECA at that point. Because I feel like most stuff I buy now is NECA anyway. Outside of, again, the only versions of the animated series I have the option of at the moment are Marvel Legends. But now if this size is coming out of Mondo, I'm going with Mondo. But at the same time, look at Mafex, right? Mafex still out there. We're not paying that price for figures, not as much. So maybe Mondo does it and we don't buy them. Maybe it's just hype train type stuff. I don't know. But I think if they go into 1/12 scale with the sculpting team that they have, with the paint apps that they have, and it's domestic, game changing. Game changing. So good. So good. I will call out Mad Hatter and say we need a room tour because you got too much stuff, man. You're buying way too many things, and I gotta see it. Where is it? Or is it being flipped? Calling you out, Mad Hatter. Calling you out. Man Collect says, no worries. Mine, your affair with Multiverse is on shaky grounds anyway. Yeah. I'm telling you, man, Todd is, yeah. IDW Turtles are my favorite. There you go. There you go. Man Collect says, I pre-ordered that Bane. Can't wait for it. Yeah. LeBron says it means Hasbro will raise their price. Yeah. That's a good chance. That's a good chance. Hasbro may go the route of saying, oh, that just means we can charge more. People willing to pay. What is the camera focused on? If Hasbro's, if these fans are willing to pay $100 whatever for this Mondo thing, we can charge $75, $50, They may go that route. But we'll see. We shall see.